Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to Live It Up, the show where we explore and discuss how to take your life to that next level and beyond. We cover health, wealth, relationships, and how to create a life that feels really good, because that's what we all want. We want to feel good. I'm your host and coach, Fletcher Ellingson, and to my right, which is your left, sits the woman who continues to inspire me, teach me, and somehow knows where I misplaced my phone, keys, or wallet. Good morning.
Hello.
Nice to see you.
You too.
And it's Amy Ellingson, if you don't know.
Yes.
Hey, what are we talking about today?
So today we're going to talk about the 5C methodology.
Okay.
Something that you came up with, we're inspired to, and it's been helpful for you and your clients.
Absolutely. So we're going to be talking about the 5C methodology. It's going to be very helpful. And we just used it this morning on the way down here.
Yes.
But before we do that, let's spend a couple of minutes just talking about what's going well in our lives, some wins or some challenges that we've overcome. What comes to mind for you?
Well, lately, one thing I really enjoy is my drive. I know I've talked about this before, but yesterday morning I saw a bald eagle coming out of the river with a fish in its talons, and it's just very cool. And then the way home, the sky is gorgeous, so that's been really fun. And then we have your biological son, my stepson Oliver, home for a little bit. And we last year we decided to put up kind of like an ancestor altar, and it was really enjoyable. Last year we put up our grandparents and my grandparents, Fletcher's parents, and his sister. And we're gonna do that again tonight because we have the whole family home, and just go through and talk about everybody, some of our fun memories, light some candles. And so I'm really looking forward to doing that. That was really special last year, and I look forward to that.
Yeah, I agree. That was really neat. It's also coincides with Dia de
los Muertos.
Los Muertos, yeah.
Yeah.
Day of the Dead. A time to remember our ancestors. And last year it was really fun to do. It was fun to have those pictures up, just prominently displayed, because they're just there they're just part of the family time, and they're just top of mind awareness, right? So that was really, it felt good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what about you?
So what's going well for me? Well, business is really good. I'm very grateful for that. It's so fun. I really love about my job that I get to meet so many people who are doing neat things in their lives from all different walks of life. So that's going well.
You've been on podcasts like in the UK and Australia and Atlanta. You've been doing all kinds of podcast interviews.
Yes, yeah. So that's been
fun.
fun to meet people in different parts of the world. That's been a blast, and very inspiring to meet people who are doing cool things. That's been fun. And I know I said it recently, but pickleball. If you haven't checked out pickleball, oh man, it's addictive. It's a good addiction, but that's been going really well. But I think this week was the last week, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do in the winter months now. There might be indoor pickleball that I might find and try out. So that's been going well. And yeah, I love that Oliver, my son's going to be home for a few days or a few weeks and hanging out with us. So that's going to be good. And yeah, things are just going well in general. So
yeah.
I'm very grateful. And I will say the last win or thing that I'm noticing that feels good is just fall. I am such a huge fan of summer, and when summer ends, I'm a little bit sad, but our fall here is so beautiful.
Yeah, it really is.
You can't be sad very long because you're just like, oh my gosh, it's so gorgeous, right?
Yeah.
And the temperature changes, the smells in the air change, and it's really nice. Yeah. All right, good. So anything else before we move on?
No.
All right, so today we are talking about the 5C methodology. And the 5C methodology is like I said, it's a tool that we can use to help us get us through upset. And it's helpful, first of all, just to define what an upset is or what triggers an upset. Because there's only 3 things that trigger it. And for any upset that you are encountering in your life, there are only 3 things, to my knowledge, and you can test this out for yourself, but only 3 things that cause an upset. Same thing every single time. So the first thing is that causes an upset is an unmet expectation, right? We have an expectation of how something's going to go, how it's going to feel, how it's going to look, and that expectation is not met, and therefore we have a feeling of upset. The second thing that creates an upset is a miscommunication or a undelivered communication, right? So, hey, I thought you said you were going to be here at 12:30. It's 1:30. Oh, I thought you were going to be. Oh, I thought it was 1:30. Sorry, right? And then we get upset, or that's just an easy example. But a miscommunication, and then the third thing is a thwarted intention. So we've got this intention to go to Maui in the spring for our family vacation, and then oh my gosh, hold on a second. There's a world pandemic. You can't go. So I had this intention, and it got thwarted. Now, we're going to dive more deeply into this, but those are the three things that cause an upset. So we experience upsets on a daily basis.
Right, all day long.
Right, yeah. And some of them are big upsets, and some of them are little ones, like, dropped a dish.
Yeah.
But there still might be an upset around it, right? So what I want to share after the commercial break is a powerful way to begin dealing with upsets so they don't ruin your day, so you don't get stuck in them. 'Cause I'm not saying we shouldn't have upsets, but we don't want to get stuck there, right? We want to be able to move through them powerfully, get on with life.
Right.
So stick around, because after the commercial break, I'm going to introduce you to the 5C methodology. Hey everybody, welcome back to Live It Up. So glad you're here. So glad that you're in this conversation, because I believe that this conversation about personal development, about evolving our thinking, is one of the most important conversations that we can have, because it determines the results that we create in our life.
And the quality of your life.
And the quality, absolutely.
Yeah.
And so today we're talking about the 5C methodology.
Yeah, so I'm going to try to ask the questions. You're a little more boisterous than I am, but
Okay.
I'm trying to get my groove on here. So let's talk about the first C, which is getting calm.
Yeah. We've just experienced an upset. We're angry. We're jealous. We're bitter.
Or we're sad.
Or we're sad.
Disappointed.
Yeah. We're feeling upset. We're feeling unsettled. And when we do that, our brain's creating a chemical reaction that then courses through our body, or we're feeling fearful, right? Fear is a good one. A lot of people feel fear on a regular basis. And those chemicals are so strong, and you'll be able to appreciate this, is that sometimes you even shake. You can be so upset, right? Or so scared. That's literally, it has that type of effect on the body. So the first thing we want to do is kind of get to a place of calm. And that's going to be really important, because when we're in that state of fight or flight, we can't even think or logically analyze things, right?
So how do you suggest people do that?
Yeah, so for me, one of the first things I got to do is I got to look and see, am I breathing? Am I breathing shallowly, or because when I do that, it's just shallow breathing. It's not serving my body, right? I'm not getting enough oxygen, so I just take some nice breaths.
So basically, like, how are you breathing? Because you are breathing, or you'd be dead.
Yeah, right. So
how are you breathing?
Take some nice deep breaths and exhale fully as well, right? Just doing that, what that does is it interrupts the pattern. It interrupts the cycle.
Oh, interrupts that physical.
Yeah, it interrupts that physical reaction. And then another thing, and you know this quite well because I've asked you to remind me of this when I get upset or get anxious, is you'll say, hey Fletcher, go take a walk. So that's another way to get calm, is by leaving.
Don't quite say it like that.
Yeah, you're like, babe, you need to go take a walk. It's more like that. And I usually say, no, I don't want to.
Yeah, that never works out. I think I'm gonna stop doing that.
And then you're like, no, you told me to remind you. But when I do go take a walk, again, it interrupts the pattern. It gets me away from the situation, and I begin walking, which is going to affect my breathing again too, right? It's going to make me have deeper breaths. But also, it changes my visual scenery as well. So it's just changing everything about, because what I'm trying to do is create a state change. And I'm trying to get to a place of calm.
Like a physical state change.
A physical state change, a mental state change, yeah. a complete state change so that I can then come back and deal with something, right? So whatever it is for you, or sometimes it's listening to music. It might be I've got several 3-minute meditations that I listen to that remind me, oh yeah, it's going to be all right. Oh, I need to trust. Oh, things are going to work out. Right?
Yeah, or you might even like look at photos that make you feel good.
Yeah.
Or cat videos or something like that.
Yeah, we were looking to interrupt the pattern and get to a place of calm. And I don't mean like total Zen, Zen and like totally, what's the word I'm looking for?
Like a Zen state.
Yeah, I'm not saying that. Just to a calmer state than you have.
Yeah, because basically otherwise all you see again is that tunnel vision of your feeling just keeps happening, and so it's going to be hard to not just keep getting more of that.
Exactly. Yeah, that becomes your point of attraction, right? So, anyways, get calm is the first C.
All right. The second C is
the second C is get curious. Get curious about why am I reacting this way? Get curious about why am I so upset? Because when we get curious, you're gonna interrupt the pattern. If without getting curious, you're just stuck there, and you might be stuck in blame or might be stuck in fear. Like get curious about, oh gosh, what's going on? And what I'm really getting curious about is the story that I have about the situation. I'm feeling fearful. Why am I feeling fearful? Oh, because I'm worried that I'm going to look bad. I'm worried I'm going to be embarrassed, or I'm worried I'm not going to be able to. I'm worried I'm going to let somebody down, right? So you can get curious about yourself, about what's going on for you. Now, sometimes your upset is about somebody else, right? And so I want you to get curious about what's going on for them. Like I think this example everyone will be able to relate to. Sometimes when we get behind the wheel of our car, we get upset like that because the person in front of us or beside us or behind us is not driving the way we want to, right? We're like, oh, come on, this is a 30 mile an hour, you're going 22. And then we get in this upset. And some people may be like, oh, that's not a big deal, but no, it actually is. Again, you're triggering the chemistry in your brain. It doesn't feel good. You're getting angry. And that totally impacts your ability and the quality of that moment, right? And the ability to drive. So get curious about what's going on for that other driver. Like, oh, I wonder if maybe they've got a hot coffee between their legs, or maybe they were in an accident recently and they're just not comfortable driving. Maybe they just have had eye surgery recently and they're just like not seeing well. I don't know what it is. We don't know what it is. Maybe they're completely distracted. Maybe they're in an upset, and we don't know what's going on for people.
So you get curious about your own reaction, and you can also get curious about someone else, what's going on for them.
Yeah, get curious about what's going on with them. Maybe fear is running them, or maybe someone's leading. Maybe you're having a discussion with your boss, and they're totally upset. Get curious. Like, why are they so upset? Is it something that's going on in the office, or is it something that's maybe going on in their personal life? We don't know.
Okay, so we have calm, we have curious,
yes.
And let's do one more before the commercial break.
Yeah.
Compassionate.
Yeah. So the third C is compassionate. And you can't really jump to compassion without first getting curious, right? Because getting that curiosity is going to take you out of the blame game. It's going to allow you to have compassion. Oh, maybe something is going on for them. Oh gosh, I've had stress in my life where it affected my decision making in my job or in my marriage or in my driving or in my extracurricular activity, whatever it is. So now we can have compassion. Oh, geez, I can totally relate to that. Gosh, they might be fearful. They might be upset. I totally get how that is. Been there.
And it also works for having compassion for yourself.
Yes, I'm so glad you brought that up. Getting compassion, having a sense of compassion for yourself. And this is a big one.
Yeah.
Because the more compassion we can have for ourselves, the greater compassion we can have for other people.
Yeah.
But it is something that you have to practice. And one of the things, as you know, that I practice is I practice this idea of that people are always doing the best they can with the tools they have, given all of their past experience. And so I have to apply this to myself. So when I'm trying to fix something and it's not going well, I have to have compassion for myself. Like, oh, I haven't had any training on how to fix this part of my car or fix this drawer or whatever. I've never had that training. So don't get all down on yourself, Fletcher. You're learning. And then it reminds me, oh yeah, I'm resourceful, I'm capable, I'm flexible. So self-compassion is so important.
Yeah, that's really a good one. All right, let's take a break. We'll be back in just a minute.
All right. Hey everybody, welcome back to Live It Up. So glad you're with us. We're talking today about the 5C methodology as a powerful tool to get us through upsets which happen on the daily.
Yeah, of course.
Right?
All right, so we did calm, curious about yourself and others, compassion, yourself and others, and number 4 is?
Get certain. I love certainty.
You really do.
I do. I love to know what's going to happen as much as I can know that's going to happen. I just love the feeling of certainty. And when I'm in an upset, one of the things that magnifies an upset is a sense of uncertainty, right? We don't know why they did that. We don't know why that happened, right? It seems unfair. We don't know, and now we don't know like how to fix it. We don't know how to resolve it. We don't know how to bring a solution, right?
Or how long are we going to be upset about it?
Yeah, or how long am I going to be upset, right? Is there something else going to happen? Is there another shoe that's going to drop?
Yeah.
There's a sense of uncertainty, and uncertainty feels unsettling. So, the 4th C is to get certain, but how do you get certain? Is the question, right? So, this is how I get certain. Is affirmations is one of the ways. I'm resourceful, capable, and flexible. Life is always working out for me.
So you have like go-to things that you say.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So if I feel uncertain, I know that whatever fear I'm facing or upset, it's probably not accurate. The story I have about it is probably not accurate. And so that's my first cue to say, well, what is accurate? Well, what's accurate is life always works out for me. I always get through my challenges. My challenges don't ever really last that long. I'm solution oriented. I will find a solution. If I don't know how to do it, I can find somebody else that does.
So these are the things that you tell yourself to get certainty.
Yes, yes. There's somebody out there, if I don't know the answer, somebody does know the answer.
Because in the moment, you don't believe any of those things.
Right.
Or you didn't just a minute ago.
Right.
And so that's why you had all the uncertainty. So it's reminding yourself of these things that you believe or you would believe if you weren't feeling that way in the moment.
Exactly, exactly. And this is why the calm, that first C, is so important. Because you're not going to have access to getting certain if you're totally just revved up, right? You got to get calm first so you can begin to think logically again, because you're cut off from your logical reasoning when you're in that high state of upset. So now I'm going to get certain. And I'm certain that life's always working out for me. I'm certain that good things are lined up, stacked up, and they're showing up daily. And the other thing that helps me to get certain is I look at past evidence. I look at what has happened in the past. Has this happened before? Oh yeah, it actually has. Did you get through it? Oh yeah, I did. How did I get through it? Oh yeah, I remember now, right?
Yeah.
Or maybe I haven't gone through this, or maybe this is the first time I've gone through it, and I'm not sure how to do it, but I know Bob has gone through this, or Susan has gone through it. God, let me pick their brain, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But so I look for past evidence that it's possible for me to get through this, and that brings a sense of certainty.
Yeah, that makes me think when you said that too about like books. That's why people might buy a book on like how to get through a divorce or
Yes.
how to do something, because you're creating this certainty where you don't have it.
Yes.
Yourself.
Yeah, exactly. And that's such a great example. Getting a book, right? That's why we get books. We don't know how to do something.
Yeah.
And when we read it, we have a higher level of certainty that we can do it.
Yeah, yeah.
This happened actually just with our dishwasher yesterday. I was in a bit of an upset because the dishwasher keeps on going out. And I was feeling frustrated that I didn't have the ability or know how to fix it. And then I was like, what have I done before when things are broken? Oh, I went to YouTube.
Ding, 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 YouTube.
Yeah. And
everything's there.
And in 30 minutes, I'd watched a bunch of videos, and I found one that addressed the exact model of our dishwasher, right?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I had a level of certainty that we could deal with it.
Well, I didn't even know you were going through that because I was at work, but
Yes.
you worked it out.
We
Good
have worked
job.
it out, yeah.
Okay, so number 5, getting creative or creating.
Yes, so the 5th C is so powerful. It is creating, and that's what we do constantly, but we just may not be aware of it. We're always creating.
Or we may not call it that.
Yeah, we may not. We may call it doing, right, or envisioning, but we're literally creating. And so when we get calm, when we get curious, when we get compassionate, and when we get certain, now we have access to creating the solution that we want. Now we have access to rebuilding that relationship, or rebuilding that thing on the car, or whatever it is. We have access to it now, and we create frequently with our word. And so what I oftentimes do is I make a powerful decision. Like even this morning.
We could talk about this morning.
On this morning, on the way down here, I was in a bit of an upset about there's been a lot of transition in our extended family, and I was kind of feeling that.
Feeling
And
worried about it.
I was feeling concerned, worried about it. And so one of the things I did was we had a conversation, and we got to a place of calm. I got curious about what's going on for me, right? I was like, oh my gosh, I think it's this, and there were like 5 or 6 different things. And then I exercised self-compassion. I'm like, oh, it's okay, it's gonna be, you can get through this. And then I got certain that life always works out. And people have to go through certain things to get the lessons. And I had compassion for them. And then I got certain. Gonna work out. And then finally, the last thing I said was, I want to create a really good vibration in my body right now. I want to feel good. I want to feel positive. I want to feel optimistic, right? And so I was able to do that, but I had to go through those other steps first. Now, I think people do this naturally. I'm just bringing some language to it, right? So we can do it with a greater level of intention and navigate life more powerfully.
Or if you get stuck, you realize, well, maybe I didn't do this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so the creating is really exciting because now you're onto the solution.
Yeah.
Sometimes we want to jump to the solution, but we can't get to the solution because we haven't gone through all that stuff.
Right, you can't jump to the solution when you're still upset.
Yes, right.
Yeah,
right.
You won't see it the same.
Yeah.
So we have just a little bit of time. Do you have anything else to say? We have maybe 10 seconds.
Try it out, the 5C methodology.
Yeah, calm, curious, compassionate, certain, and create.
Yeah. And now, first of all, thanks for being here. Love our time together. And now it's time to get out there, be a source of kindness, be a source of contribution. You have something to offer this world, and we believe in you.